Hi everyone, Johnny and Emily here, and we are so good. Gosh, you can't be Johnny and Emily here. We're so glad to be sitting down with you to share more of our ministry vision and financial goals with Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
For the past 10 years, we've been youth pastors in the Sacramento area. Some of our favorite times were being able to be on school campuses, connecting with students in our neighborhood. And as time progressed, as our job changed, we just weren't able to do that, which was really hard. But the Lord just kept, pulling our heart and increasing our passion for our city and community.
One of the schools that we got connected with was right down the street from Capitol. I used to do mentoring there the first 5 years of ministry, but like we said, over time, I just couldn't do it. So I reached out to the counselor and I asked, hey, do you mind if we come by? So they invited us on campus, and during their lunchtime, no joke, 35 minutes, 4 fights broke out on campus. And right when a fight would break out, you would see a horde of students just run over there. And after that would break up, they would see another fight would break out and a bunch of students would run over that side as well. And I remember asking God during this moment, I was like, Lord, what is going on? And I felt the Lord drop into my spirit, I'm about to move on campus. But while I was looking around, I noticed there's kids playing sports, whether it's touch football or basketball. And so we had an idea. It's like, what if we brought basketball to their campus?
Yeah, so we asked the administration, would a basketball tournament during lunchtime be something that you guys would be interested in? And they were open to it, although hesitant, because they did want us to mentor the quote unquote bad kids. And so we just said, hey, trust us. And they did. We showed up the next couple of weeks, had basketball tournaments, asked some of our old youth leaders to come and referee, and it was a really successful time.
After we finished the basketball tournament, I looked at our team and I said, hey, did you guys notice anything while we're here on campus? And they kind of looked at each other a little bit puzzled. And I said, how many fights broke out while we were here? And they said, none. And so that's one of the things I'm so excited that as we're stepping into Fellowship of Christian Athletes, that we can use sports as an avenue in order to bring the gospel message and bring the gospel of hope onto these campuses. So when we're introduced to Fellowship of Christian Athletes, that's when we begin to realize, okay, God, you've been preparing us for this. But the more research we started doing, I realized this is a much bigger decision because we will be local missionaries in the area. We'll be raising our own funds, basically stepping out in faith. And for me, I know that's not a me decision. This is a us decision. And so the more research I did, I just honestly started feeling more peace. The more questions I had, the more peace I would get. And so I was like, all right, let's bring it to the table and let's actually talk about this.
We met with FCA leadership and I had my questions answered. I also felt more peace about this decision. We always knew that we were called to the mission field. I think we also thought that meant maybe overseas, learning a new culture. Little did we know that the Lord was calling us to Sacramento. And I think that's so exciting because that is where the Lord kept growing our passion in this season, was in our local neighborhood, in our schools. And so that's what we're going to be doing, and that's so exciting.
It is. As you know, the world that we live in is crazy. Like the information age, there's so much confusion and so much quote unquote facts that these kids are trying to decipher and trying to figure out what is actually truth.
We're finding that kids are following what's trending rather than following what is actually true. And so the message that we want to bring to them is one of love and of hope, and for them to feel like they have a safe place to really learn and ask the questions that matter, and then we can give them biblical and sound truth.
And that's our goal. That's our hope. As we're going on to these public school campuses, and even private school campuses, that we're able to bring a place of hope. We're able to bring a safe place where kids can share their real and raw feelings, and for them to be able to be introduced to the real and raw God.
The role that Johnny will be stepping into will be as an area director in the Sacramento region. He'll be leading a team of area representatives, helping to tackle the 4 C's of FCA's ministry: campuses, coaches, camps, and communities.
On campuses, we're going to help resource our FCA huddles that are basically Christian clubs with speakers, with pizza, Bibles, and on top of it, outreach opportunities. With coaches, knowing that they're the biggest influence in these athletes' lives, we want to help resource with Bible studies and even just accountability with them in their walk with Christ.
Our favorite part of youth ministry was always camps, and we are so excited that that is one of the 4 C's of FCA, because we're going to be able to help provide athletes with opportunities to grow in their sport, grow in their relationship with God and others around them.
We're also really excited to partner with communities, whether it's bringing community partners in, churches, or other organizations that can really help resource and help these kids and families that are really struggling in our area. It's my passion to build bridges within our community. Like, we don't need to fight for the ministries, but we need to fight for the ministry that God has called all of us to do, which is to reach our city. In order to fulfill the vision that God has given us to reach young people in our area, we need monthly partners that will join with us financially and prayerfully. By making a monthly commitment, we're able to be equipped to be able to build teams and expand the vision.
Below this video is a link to our ministry page. We would love to connect with you further there by helping answer any questions that you may have or setting up your giving page.
Thank you so much for your prayerful consideration.